It's just a whole bunch of new talking heads trying to garnish it and got better backgrounds on their YouTube channels and all just making it up and repeating what they've heard from others and then deciding to join on the gravy train. That's a common thing. You start reading about all these things and studying all these things, but are they integrated? And this is a very common problem in spirituality. People have a head full of knowledge and understandings, and a lot of it's garbage, frankly, with some accuracy in it. This is a real common thing. People go do a bit of homework, read a few books, and they think they're conscious. I think they call it woke, yeah? Within 3 sentences of these folks speaking on YouTube or whatever, you can realize, oh, these people are absolutely deluded, thinking they're deeply spiritual. So, and that's the majority of the teachings out there. Millions of views on absolute rubbish. Horoscope. They should just change the spelling a bit. Just add an R in there. Horoscope. That's where it takes you. Isn't it? Come on. You're struggling with this. If you're going to live at the whim of a human writing down something he thinks is happening and adjust your life around it, it's a horoscope. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not influencing things, but it still removes you from here now presence into stories, isn't it? Oh, it's happening because of this. Oh, it's all good. What's that? I hear people doing all that and just say, great, but they're lost in fantasy. Lost in fantasy. Even if it's somewhat accurate, so what? What's really accurate is here now. That's the most accurate thing. No? Anything outside of that's a bit of a horoscope. Well, what about all the Indian guys that do it and they're really accurate? Yeah, they're just in their heads looking into the future all the time. They're not even having a good time. Everyone looks up to them. I don't know why. They're telling everybody else what's going to happen. Sorry. Well, they could have just meditated and gone silent. I would have seen what they need to see. Actually, let me ask you, what's the biggest, bestest thing you've ever got from a horoscope? That went, wow, that really changed my life.
I think I got like a lot of self-acceptance when I got my birth chart and things done, like just kind of like reading it and just being like, oh, wow, like I've had so much judgment around like a few of these things, and it's like, oh, I just come out like that. And it was a lot of like relief, and it's like, and I think you can still be awareness and learn to like be better than it. So I get like quite angry when people are like, oh, I'm like this because of my horoscopes.
Yeah.
But
this is more of what I'm referring to.
Yeah. But I did get a lot of like self-acceptance from it.
I agree with that because, you know, my daughter got into it heavily and she was telling me some things about me and I'm going, yeah, oh, that explains that and that and that. Oh, that's good. You know, it was like yeah, okay, well, that makes sense. You know, and I understand what you're saying. It's not like a relief for me because I was already past all that, but it was like, oh, that's interesting and it makes sense. And it perhaps would have been relieving earlier on, but I still woke up without knowing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but I do understand what you're saying. People can get a relief and it can give them a little bit of a, oh, okay, this is the way I was born and this is that configuration. But then I would suggest at that point, okay, good. Okay, got that acceptance. That's what I got from this. Move on. Then move on. Some people don't see.
Yeah.
And they want to go into all the fine details and
Yeah. Now, like
because I was a Scorpio, is Scorpio moon. Yeah. Look out.
What was your rising?
Don't know. But mine is it literally is people head into this work with that. That's literally what yeah. Well, I mean the moon and this apparently, yeah. My daughter's going, and this is crazy. This is exactly what but still I woke up without knowing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's all inaccurate. I'm just saying be careful with it.
Yeah.
get that knowledge that, oh yeah, a lot of this is predetermined. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Take that out breath and shut the mind up. Yeah. Astrology is not the problem. It's actually your attachment to it right now. The fact that, part of what I'm doing is stirring you up and seeing who's getting triggered by it. And so you've got an attachment in there and a story in there. That's the problem right now. Even if it's 100% right, doesn't matter. That's still a problem. Do you know what I mean? The attachment has to go. If you want freedom, you say you want freedom. You cannot be attached to these things. So I think a lot of the Starseed crew just needed to get a lot more hugs. That would have cured the walk-in phenomena. In this game, if you're interested in truth, this is an important question. How does this change my life? How does this change anything? How does this get me closer to truth? Because there's less time than you think, and the razor's far sharper than you think, and your mind needs to start eliminating anything that's superfluous, that's not required, that's what difference does this column make in my life? None, zero. What's curious? My mind's curious. What's my mind? It's a bunch of thoughts. Where do these thoughts come from? I don't know. What's it got to do with me? Nothing. It's the mind trying to keep busy. And you need to start eliminating all of these new age, apparently spiritual endeavors everybody's on. They're not spiritual. It's absolutely dreamscapes. It's one thing. It's consciousness. That alone. Find that. Live there. Everything else needs to go. And just what, just how quick so much of the human population is to grab information, tweak it, and then regurgitate it. And so a lot of this stuff you're seeing, this walk-in, all that stuff, that was around a long time ago. And all that's happening is all these new heads have been born and popped up, and they're saying the same thing with a slight twist on it. So there's this inflation going on, because before the internet and very early in the internet, it was all this all the same blah was there. Nothing's new. It's just a whole bunch of new talking heads trying to garnish it and got better backgrounds on their YouTube channels, and all just making it up and repeating what they've heard from others, and then deciding to join on the gravy train. And they speak with such conviction, aplomb, that they know, and they've got the right hairstyles, and they've got it all going on. And it's all just repeated blah blah information and dreamscapes. But it's taking people out of their misery and out of their ordinariness in their mind.
Yeah.
They're now special. Mm-hmm. It's like a disassociation happens, and this is what I warn against regularly, and I did last time we spoke, is that disassociation game's really, you have to play the role. You're actually in the role. Like we can say, at some point we might have had an experience or a searing or have an intellectual understanding that we're all everything and there's not a separate I. But if we try to heal things from that space that we're not actually living in, and there's a tremendous amount of I still around, we're not going to get anywhere. It's just going to end up schizophrenic. So you just have to come in and accept, okay, intellectually, or I've had an experience of something beyond the I, but that's not here right now. Right now is an agitation and I don't like it. Or here is a bunch of thoughts and I don't like it, and approach it from that space with a little bit of distance here, as a watcher of it. If you do jump to that, well, I know it's not me, you set up these schisms. It's just us being okay within us that, yeah, we're identified. We've got stuff going on. It's not that often we're feeling like we're unidentified in the cosmos. So let's be honest about it within ourselves and just accept that and just work from the I to unpeel the I, but with a little bit of distance from it, just an arm's length detachment from it, not a cosmic detachment from it. Does that make sense? Otherwise, it'll be really difficult. Working from that place is the end of the path game, not the beginning. Yeah. And there's a big problem in the modern era is everybody's trying to play the end game at the beginning, and there's teachers supporting it and prancing around in their flowing robes and weird outfits supporting it, and the students aren't waking up. They're just playing a silly game. They're actually going backwards. Be done with it. Walk away. It's here now. It's the only truth. The rest is the dance of Maya. It's a light show. Give it up. So imagine yourself, you've watched a show last night and there was some interesting pixels in the corner of the screen and you're addicted to them. You just keep recalling them. Oh, those pixels. God, those pixels were beautiful. Oh, I need to know more. That purple. Oh, that red. Oh, my God. It's not too different from that. The screen is what counts, not the dance on it. That comes and goes. None of it happens without the screen. Find that. Drop everything else. You've danced enough. You've been hypnotized enough by the screen. And all these people talking about it are hypnotized by the screen. They have no idea. They talk about oneness. They talk about it. They have no idea about it. No experiential, personal experience in it. Just incredibly well worded bullshit.